Okay, and this is the this slide explains the DC biasing circuit. And here, by varying the IB around an initial DC value, IC and VCE are made to vary around their initial DC values. You can able to see here IB is going to have a this is in a common emitter mode, and IB is having a normal AC supply, and you can able to see here at VCE this is going to be at VCE, this is going to be inverted one, and again uh, at the collector point this is going to be, that is at IC it's going to be in the non-inverting or in the same signal, it is not shifted. Okay, so DC biasing is a static operation since it deals with setting a fixed level of current with a desired fixed voltage drop across the device. Actually, we'll be giving DC for biasing, and AC signals can be used for transistor operation. The DC signal has to be given, voltage has to be given, and for amplification purpose or for switching purpose, we are going to use the AC signal. Okay. Purpose of the DC biasing circuit: to turn the device on, as I already mentioned, and to place it in operation in the region of its characteristic where the device operates most linearly, that is in order to set the Q point. Then already we discussed about this voltage divider biasing, and this is the graphical DC bias analysis. This also I explained in the online class. This is the DC load line, and in between here in the center point will be choosing our Q point or present point, such that only our transistor is going to behave as an transistor will behave as an truthful amplifier. Okay. DC load lines, once again this is explained. The straight line is the DC load line, and its significance is that regardless of the behavior of the transistor, the collector current and the collector emitter voltage always lie on the load line, and that is very important point, so you have to make a note. So always the collector current and the collector emitter voltage will lie on the load line. Okay, and the DC load line is a graph that represents all the possible combination of IC and DC for a given amplifier. You can able to see in the second diagram, you can able to draw many DC load lines. Okay, and graphically, if you are going to solve these two conditions, these two simultaneous equations, will be getting Q point already we discussed. Transistor does not have an AC input, it will have a specific DC value of IC and VCE, and these values correspond to your specific point on the DC load line. This point is called Q point. If I am going to bias my transistor with respect to Q point, then my transistor will work as a good amplifier without distorting my output signal. And Q point is the further explained here, already we discussed. DC biasing plus AC signal. As I already mentioned, the AC signal is a signal which we are interested or which we want to amplify or which we want to transfer from one point to the another point. Okay, but DC biasing is used to stabilize the transistor such that my AC signal can be transferred or can be amplified properly. And various forms of DC biasing and AC signal is given here. And DC and AC equivalent circuit is shown here. The biasing circuit, already we know that the equivalent circuit without inclusion of the RC, the equivalent circuit is shown here. AC equivalent circuit is also shown in the third diagram. Please make a note or just draw and practice and keep remember these two equivalent circuits in your mind. And AC load line. Next is AC load line. You can able to see here. IC, this is also drawn between IC and VCE, but the difference is IC saturation equal to ICQ plus VCEQ by RC. From the DC load line, the formula is entirely different. Similarly, the lower cutoff point VCE off equal to VCEQ plus ICQ RC. So that is the difference. And in the last diagram, both AC load line and the DC load line is drawn. At Q point, your AC load line and DC load line are going to be same. So AC load line. What does the AC load line tell you? The AC load line is used to tell you the maximum possible output voltage swing for a given common emitter amplifier. That is, the AC load line will tell you the maximum possible peak-to-peak output voltage from a given amplifier. So, what is my peak-to-peak output voltage is possible from a amplifier? Okay, now it is given, and what or how my peak-to-peak voltage of the AC is available in the output. That can be predicted from the AC load. With that only we can able to design our amplifier. Okay, suppose if you want to increase the peak voltage, you have to choose the transistor parameters or transistor, then the RC or resistance values such that in order to increase the peak to peak. Or if you want to decrease it also, you have to change or you have to choose the transistor parameters properly.